From a garbage man who throws his garbage out of his dumpster window to a man who steals from the pot of a sick child. Find out today who will make you lose faith in humanity. In 2015, an animal advocate named Anthony Blanchard caused a wave of outrage on social media. The cause? He violently ripped a puppy out of the hands of a homeless man. The scene, which took place in Paris, quickly went viral. And it is not wrong. Anthony Blanchard, president of Cause Animal Nord, took hold of the animal frightened, while the homeless man, him, struggled and screamed to try to recover his dog, but in vain. So for what reason did this supposed animal defender do this, you might ask? Well, he defended himself on social networks by claiming that the animal was under the influence of illegal substances. "I saw for myself that the dog was not in its normal state," he had said. An argument that obviously was not enough to convince internet users, who were many, to condemn this gesture. They even launched a petition on the site change.org to ask the Court of First Instance of Lille the opening of an investigation on the functioning of Cause Animal Nord. In a few days, this petition gathered more than 246,000 supporters. And that's not all. In the meantime, the National Police also reacted. It announced, "Many of you have reported the video of a homeless man being attacked by animal rights activists to remove his puppy. An investigation has been opened." Following which, the animal defender with muscular methods was placed in custody. As for the homeless man, he was finally able to recover his pet, to the delight of internet users. On December 25, 2020, on a road in Jalais, a Belgian town located in Wallonia, a family was walking quietly in the middle of the snow. However, this little stroll did not go as planned. The scene, filmed by the father of the family, shows a cyclist approaching at full speed. When he arrived near the family, the father warned of his presence, but his 5-year-old daughter unfortunately did not move away quickly enough. In order to get out of the way, the cyclist had the idea to push the girl with his knee. She then fell heavily, as we can see in this video sequence massively shared on social networks. However, if the girl has nothing, this video has caused general indignation. The behavior of the cyclist even earned him a wanted notice from the Belgian Federal Police after the father of the girl filed a complaint. Finally, the main interested party went by himself to the police station where he tried to minimize his act with the agents. Moreover, he went as far as phoning the girl's parents to try to make them withdraw their complaint, but without success, which is quite understandable. Consequently, he had to answer for his act in front of the justice. After all, his behavior was shocking, to say the least. Now, here's a garbage man who doesn't seem to have quite figured out his mission. In a video posted on YouTube in May 2017, this garbage man was making his rounds in Marseille as usual. So far, so good. Except that he was filmed by a motorist from his car while throwing garbage from his garbage truck. No, you are not dreaming. This garbage man in question threw several plastic bottles out of the window of the dumpster's cab, all in a natural way, as if nothing happened. This is, let's admit it, really amazing from a garbage man who is supposed to collect garbage instead of throwing it away. Not surprisingly, this video has been viewed thousands of times after being posted on the Facebook page Vigilance Citoyenne Marseille, a committee of citizens who point out the dirtiness of their city. And the least we can say is that several internet users were surprised by the behavior of this garbage collector. As for the ex-Marseille Metropolis, which manages the cleanliness, it explained that it had managed to identify the agent and had initiated a disciplinary procedure. We can imagine that the main person concerned has since been dismissed or at best suspended from his job. Next time, he will surely think twice before throwing garbage on the ground, especially if he still practices the same profession. The video surveillance of the casino shop in Gonesse captured on March 2nd, 2019, images described by internet users as shameful and ignoble. The reason? Well, he took advantage of his passage at the cash register to discreetly steal a pot while another customer was paying. However, this pot was for Tilian, a 6-year-old child with spastic tetraparesis, a crippling disease that could prevent him from walking as an adult. His parents needed almost 50,000 euros to treat him in Germany, so it is not wrong that the theft of this pot has so indignant internet users. But this theft has in fact also had very positive consequences. Indeed, since the media coverage of this event, anonymous people from all over France, but also from Europe, have made donations. A considerable surge of generosity which could only delight the parents of young Tilian. As for the thief, he was quickly identified by the police thanks to the video surveillance images of the convenience store. Once arrested, the individual explained to the investigators that he had great financial difficulties and had not paid attention to the purpose of the pot. Nevertheless, his theft continued to generate strong reactions on the web, and we understand why. On September 9, 2021, surveillance cameras in a Brooklyn subway station captured a very scandalous moment. They show a man, aged 32, going up the escalators when he passed a woman of the same age. At that moment, she asked him if he could at least say, "Excuse me," but the man, named Bradley Hill, replied that that's exactly what he said before turning to her and kicking her in the chest, throwing her to the foot of the escalators. Fortunately, the woman miraculously escaped without serious injury. However, it goes without saying that this aggression has what to surprise more than one person on the web, especially since passersby did not intervene to hold or help the 30-year-old, as can be seen in the video shared by law enforcement. Nevertheless, the good news is that Bradley Hill will not get away with it. Charged with assault and attempted assault, the man was arrested by police a few days later after he intentionally pushed the woman down an escalator. While waiting for his judgment, thousands of internet users have already reacted on the web, strongly condemning the shameful behavior of the suspect. In the United States, a man filmed from the window of his apartment an amazing scene. It shows a woman in a parking lot whose intention is to burn a black Jeep Cherokee. As you can see in this video, the woman, who thought she was acting without any witnesses, did not hesitate to spray the interior of the car with what seems to be fuel. After that, she simply set the vehicle on fire. Unfortunately for her, things didn't turn out the way she imagined, as the flames immediately threw her backwards. No doubt upset by this unexpected incident, the woman nevertheless escaped unharmed. She even fled before returning to pick up her small red jerry can. However, if she managed to flee, she was quickly identified by the police thanks to the images captured by the witness of the scene. So why did she set fire to the car? Was it a simple act of malice? In reality, the woman named Sydney Parham knew the owner of the vehicle. It was her ex-boyfriend. According to the media, he would have been unfaithful to her, hence her desire to burn his car. An overreaction that caused her to be arrested by the police for arson before being released on bail. In a video posted on TikTok in 2020, Blake Messick, a young American videographer, told in detail how to organize the perfect crime. And we must admit that he does not lack imagination. Indeed, to do this, the young man went to a bookstore to buy an album of Where is Charlie?, which in the United States is called Waldo, while the British call it Wally. The goal of the game is for the reader to find this character, which is often quite difficult, but Blake Messick has made it impossible, and for good reason. The videographer scanned the pages of the book one by one, and thanks to Photoshop, he digitally erased all the Charlie he could find before printing these modified pages. Then, he simply pasted them onto the original book and returned the book to the bookstore. A truly Machiavellian plan. We can hardly imagine the ordeal of the person who bought this copy. However, this video maker is not at his first try. He's even used to this kind of performance. This is what made him famous on TikTok. In 2020, firefighters were having a hard time dealing with a fire in Santa Cruz, California. But one of the firefighters had to deal with another setback. Indeed, while he was fighting fires against the most violent forest fires of the state, a man called Brian Johnson broke into his pickup to steal his wallet, a gesture that naturally revolted the Chief Deputy Chris Clark of the Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office. He rightly declared, "This is absolutely disgusting behavior. Frankly, I can't believe that someone would actually have the courage to break into a firefighter's vehicle or get into his vehicle to steal something when he's there to protect the community. Honestly, it blows my mind." Especially since the culprit did not hesitate to empty the firefighter's bank account. Nevertheless, Brian Johnson was quickly found by the police and had to face the consequences of his act, which is, according to the internet users, totally inadmissible. In Verulamium Park in Hertfordshire, England, a man, probably in a state of inebriation, wanted to make a joke of very bad taste to a photographer who was standing at the edge of a lake. Indeed, he approached the woman and simply pushed her into the water with all his equipment for no apparent reason. When she got out of the water, the photographer, very angry, went to the man and told him that her camera cost £3,000 or nearly 3,500 euros. But the prankster did not seem to be very affected by this situation. On the contrary, he even seemed to be proud of his gesture. Finally, when one of the witnesses of the scene threatened to call the police, the man fled. Today, it is not known if he was arrested or if he paid back the damaged equipment of the photographer. Nevertheless, many hope to see this man behind bars, and it must be said that it is not without reason. On August 12, 2017 in Brooklyn, an Uber driver transported 3 passengers, 2 women and a man. Once they arrived at their destination and before leaving the vehicle, the woman in the middle stole the bills that were in the tip jar, but it was without knowing that the driver had installed a camera in the vehicle and that it would make the tour of the social networks. Indeed, her name, Gabrielle Canellis, now resounds like a false note on the web. However, the young woman seems to be proud of her bad reputation since she went until sharing screenshots of online articles talking about her immature act, which is pretty strange. But the teenager goes even further as she claimed to have only stolen $5 and even gave them back to the driver, a version that the latter never confirmed. Today, many internet users would like her to suffer the consequences of her actions. Unfortunately, the driver did not file a complaint, despite Uber's advice. Nevertheless, the company has suspended the girl's access to the service for life. This should deter her from committing any kind of theft in the future. At least we hope so. Now it's your turn to tell us in the comments which of these people surprised you the most. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, to subscribe to the channel, and to activate the bell to receive all the notifications and not miss anything of our next videos. See you tomorrow, same time, same channel for a new video.